Do you want to live in Fort Worth and go to great schools? Well, today we're going to go over the top 10 ISDs in Fort Worth, so stay tuned.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Patrice.
And today we are right here in Fort Worth, Texas, and we're going to talk about the top 10 ISDs in and around the great city of Fort Worth.
Yep.
Now, all of these ISDs are no more than 35 minutes into downtown. And so Fort Worth is an absolutely booming area. So if this is your first time on our channel, we are local real estate agents here that specialize in North Texas in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And we do 2 or 3 videos of what it's like to live, work, and play. So if you have interest in moving or doing anything real estate related as far as North Texas, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell so you're alerted every time we do a video.
Yep, and don't forget to give us a call, text, or email. Whatever you got to do to get a hold of us, just get a hold of us.
All right, so we are going to work from 10
on up to 1.
all up to number 1, right?
Yep.
Now, in Texas, there's a lot of ISDs that or a lot of cities that kind of go into different ISDs. So we'll kind of go over a couple of the main cities, but there could be others as well. It's just we don't want to change this into a 30-minute video, right?
No.
So, and we'll give you kind of the average price for that ISD.
For the house, yep.
House prices for that feeding into that ISD.
Yep.
And then kind of tell you whereabouts geographically into Fort Worth that it is.
All right.
So with that said, let's start with number 10.
Number 10 would be Azel ISD.
Okay, Azel ISD. Now Azel has Azel, Pelican Bay, and Weatherford kind of in that general area. What's the average prices?
It's a little over like $313.
$313. It's about how many minutes into Fort Worth?
I believe it's like 35-ish.
Yeah, 35-ish, which is kind of the furthest away. And it is northwest of Fort Worth.
Yep.
How about number 9?
Number 9, that would be good old Burleson.
Burleson, right? And for cities, the 2 main are what?
Burleson and Fort Worth.
Fort Worth. Imagine that. Hey, you want to live in Fort Worth?
Yeah,
Burleson ISD is one that you want to check out. The average price is a pretty incredible value at what?
Just a little over $265, which is absolutely incredible.
Under $300,000
in a good school district.
in a school district.
Yep.
And how far from downtown?
You are less than 23 minutes.
Unbelievable. And just location-wise, it's just south of Fort Worth. Now, one thing I did forget to mention that I do want to mention here, because there are different cities and stuff like that, so it's like, how did you calculate the distance into downtown? Well, what I did is, I did it from the actual ISD.
Oh, very good. Very smart.
Hey,
sometimes you think
every once in a while. Every once in a while, you know. So, but it could be a little different, you know. But you get the idea, right?
Sure,
I mean, come on now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't factor in traffic and things like that. So this is just about.
Yeah. So.
Oh. And we're getting a
lightning.
storm in here.
Hurricane Laura is coming into Houston.
Yes,
so
anyway. And we're getting a little bit of it.
So if you hear any excitements, this is part of that Texas storm that we always talk about.
We're 5 hours away, but we're still hearing it a little
just
bit.
Just the outskirts of we'll get some rain. So how about number 8?
Number 8 would be Eagle Mountain.
Eagle Mountain.
Eagle
and
Mountain.
That you're looking at Fort Worth and
Saginaw.
And this is northwest of downtown and about just under a half hour or so into downtown Fort Worth, and the average price for a house
about $274-ish.
Again, under 300,000. This is what makes Fort Worth so special, and people are just flocking to it. Because you can really get a really nice home for under $300,000.
Fort Worth's a cool area.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's the country of the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
It really is.
So
yes.
It's really cool. So now let's talk about number 7.
Number 7 would be Birdville ISD.
All right, and that's kind of the Richmond Hills, Halton City, that sort of thing, right? What prices? Are you under 300,000?
You still are under 300,000.
Unbelievable.
Yep, you're about 270.
270. you're inside of 20 minutes into downtown.
Correct.
Where is it on the map?
You're northeast.
Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, not too bad. You're
Not
getting in
too bad.
between that Dallas and Fort Worth area when you go northeast. So, all right, now number 6 is
Northwest ISD.
And what kind of cities fall into Northwest?
That would be Fort Worth and Justin.
Yeah. So great area, a little more pricier. You're just right at that 30 minutes into downtown. The average price is what?
That would be $341.
Very good. All right. So let's get into number 5. The top 5 starts now.
That is good old Mansfield.
Mansfield ISD, which is a booming area. Mansfield's absolutely blowing up. You've got obviously Arlington and Mansfield, kind of make up the main 2 cities. Prices are a little bit higher. Now we're getting up a little over that.
Yeah,
300. Yeah, so 330. Okay. Yeah. And then as far as your distance into downtown, you're about 25 minutes, and you are, southeast of good old Fort Worth.
All right. You're close to some fun things out there.
Oh, for sure. Let's go into. I already did number 5. Let's go into top 4.
Number 4 is Keller ISD.
Keller. Now you're getting some bucks, right? So Keller, your main cities are what?
Westlake, Colleyville, Keller, obviously.
The average price is what?
A little over $365.
$365. A little further out, you're about 32 minutes into downtown Fort Worth. So, top 3.
Top 3. Lido ISD is number 3. Yeah.
Lido ISD, and we've done some videos on Lido. Yeah, so that you have Fort Worth, obviously Lido are the 2 main. Prices, they jump quite a bit here.
Yeah, they're a little over $431 there.
Yeah, and you're about 25 minutes into downtown. You're directly west of Fort Worth.
Yeah.
So let's get into number 2.
That would be Hearst, Euless, Bedford.
Yep. Guess what cities?
Hearst, Euless, and Bedford.
Guess what cities go into it? Yeah, absolutely. So those are the cities. Now, this is the great bargain of this top 10 series, because you can still get in under 300,000 with the number 2 rated ISD in Fort Worth, and that price would be
a little over $292.
$292.
Yeah.
And you're only 24 minutes away to downtown Fort Worth.
Downtown Fort Worth, yes.
All right. So let's get into numero 1.
Grapevine, Colleyville.
Grapevine, Colleyville. So let me ask you, what cities go into the Grapevine, Colleyville?
That one
ISD?
could also be Grapevine and Colleyville.
Whoa.
Some of these ISDs don't leave a lot to the imagination.
No, they really go out of their way with the ISDs.
It makes it easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes it easy. Yep.
Now we're getting in some big bucks though. But to be in the number 1 school district in Fort Worth, that's going to cost you on average
a little over $497.
$497. A little further out, you're about 34 minutes. But 34 minutes into downtown Fort Worth, and you have the number 1 school district in Fort Worth. So
yeah, you really can't go wrong with these, though.
You can't go wrong with any of these. Any of these. So whatever your budget is, we've got you covered with all things Fort Worth. So if you've got a young family or a family that you're looking, school-age kids, and you're looking to move into that Fort Worth area, these are kind of the areas that we would like to start exploring with you. And then until the next time, I'm Andy.
And I'm Patrice.
Take care.